Today's video is all about the 53-man roster. What do I believe after all of preseason, training camp, OTAs, minicamp, the Lions are going to have on this team? Who's going to make it? Who's not? Let's go. Before we jump into this video, jump into the like button and hit it really quick. Let's get to 300 likes in this video. It really does push the content out there, and it does help. When it comes to doing this video here, it's what I think the Detroit Lions are going to do. Not what I necessarily want them to do, but what I think they're going to do. And so without further ado, let's get into the quarterback position right now. They are going to go with 3 quarterbacks. That is going to be what's going to happen here. Jared Goff is going to be QB1. Nate Sudfeld is going to be QB2. Hendon Hooker will be QB3. Jake Fromm did a good job in the preseason finale right there with a couple drives. I say he can make the practice squad. But they, in my opinion, probably going to have Sudfeld as QB2 because they're not fully belief that Hendon Hooker is able to take the QB2 spot over with. But he is one talented player, and we've seen that in preseason. The 6'3", 220 product out of Tennessee can run that football and smash folks. So even though he is probably going to be QB3, I would like to see him on the field on game day, maybe for a play or two, because he has that ability, say if it's 3rd and 1, to run with his legs and easily get a first down. I think that's something that the Lions could utilize. I truly do. But I got a question for you. Who is your QB2? HH for Hendon Hooker and S for Nate Sudfeld. Let's go ahead and get into the running back position. I have 4 running backs making this roster. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Craig Reynolds, Sione Vaki are all locks. This is an easy one to do right here. Zonovan Knight, he's not making the 53. Same with Jermar Jefferson or Jake Funk. But you look at some of these players like Zonovan Knight, he could easily make the practice squad. Right? He is a player that showed out, same with Jermar Jefferson and Jake Funk. So I think that's really the question mark for the running back room. Who makes the practice squad? So I got a question for you. Rank the Lions running back room and compare it to the rest of the NFL. I think it's the best in the NFL. 1. What do you think? 1, if you think they're the best. 32, if you think they are the worst. Let's get into the tackle position here. Taylor Decker, left tackle. Right? Penei Sewell, right tackle. Dan Skipper is going to be your backup left tackle. I think he'll be LT2. Right now he's dealing with a little bit of an ankle, but that's not a problem there. Colby Sorsdale, right now, I put at LT3 or RT2. With that said, Giovanni Manu is moving up quick. Colby Sorsdale's fallen off a cliff as of late. I could see a situation where this switched. Colby Sorsdale, he's got to be better than what he is doing. He does. I want to talk to you really quick about the sponsor of today's video. Epic sponsor, by the way, folks. If you like saving money when you go to events like concerts or comedy shows or go to a game, you need to get Game Time. They have killer deals, last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed, and you can stop stressing over tickets and start getting hyped for the fun that you're going to have. It is easy to find and buy tickets for every kind of event in your area, that's sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, or whatever. With their lowest prices guaranteed, that is the Game Time guaranteed, which means you're always getting the best prices, and if you find tickets in the same area, section, or less, Game Time's going to credit you 110% of the difference. You can get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, baseball, basketball, concerts, and more. And in the middle screenshot, by the way, a fantastic feature of the app. It shows you where your seat is, and if you move your phone left or right, you can see the surrounding area like a 3D live photo. All you got to do is download Game Time, plug in Chat Sports, and you're going to get $20 off your very first purchase. Again, download Game Time, go to the redeem code section, plug in Chat Sports, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. You got to create an account, got to have an email to save that money. The link is going to be in the comment section and description of this video. So if you are buying Lions tickets this year, make sure you're using Game Time. Download Game Time today, last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Let's go ahead and jump into the guard position right here. Kevin Zeitler, going to be a right guard. Graham Glasgow, left guard. Frank Ragnow, center. Kyuta Owushika will be your backup guard. Well-deserving. He did well last year, I thought, and didn't do anything in preseason or training camp to suggest otherwise. Christian Mahogany, he's on this list, but he could be placed on the NFI list. Matter of fact, that's probably exactly what's going to happen to him. Either way, he's going to be on the team, and I didn't want to create an NFI list. Let's go ahead and continue on and talk about the wide receiver position here. I only got 4 wide receivers. 4 only deserve to make this team, in my opinion. St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Kalif Raymond, and Isaiah Williams as your wide receiver 4. I just couldn't after preseason 3. I just could not put Donovan Peoples-Jones ahead of Isaiah Williams. Couldn't do it. I know he's got the size, but you had Isaiah Williams telling Donovan Peoples-Jones where to line up, resulting in the Lions taking a timeout. It just shows me right there he doesn't even have the mental capability at this point. Just because he's got size, I don't think he deserves to make the roster at this point. I don't. And it's an issue going forward with this team is how are they going to find that other wide receiver? And I think it is going to be a wide receiver. 5 is simply just not on this team, folks. It's not. They're going to find somebody else, whether it be a trade or a cut. We will get another wide receiver from another team. Let's go ahead and get those likes up to 300. It really does help out there. Smash that like button. Let's jump into the position that was one of the hardest to predict. That is the tight end position for tight end 3. I got 4 tight ends making the roster, but Parker Hesse is more of the fullback. I just could not put James Mitchell ahead of Shane Zylstra. Sam LaPorta 1, Brock Wright 2, Shane Zylstra 3. He just performed better. He caught nearly everything this past preseason game. James Mitchell dropped a 6-yard pass. That was right in him. And he's the slowest tight end. For me, I had to go with Shane Zylstra. I just had to do it. And as much as James Mitchell, he's in year 3, and he has not progressed. At that point, Shane Zylstra should be the guy. Let's jump to special teams really quick, really easy here. Jack Fox is going to be your punter. Jake Bates is going to be your kicker. Scott Daly is going to be your long snapper. That's really it. Let's go ahead and jump to defense because not a lot to talk about here. Defense has been fun as well, especially when it comes to the edge position and interior. Let's jump to that right now. Aleem McNeil, he is obviously going to be here. DJ Reader has been added to the active roster. Levan Muzurike, Kyle Pico. Now, Broderick Martin could be on an injury list. Okay, he absolutely can be, but doesn't mean he's not going to be on the team right this year. So I'm going to just put him on here right now, but he could be on an injury list. Makai Wingo as DT6. Again, some of these guys that I put on, it could be an injury list, but why make another slide when I could just tell you that? Let's jump to the edge position here, and this one was a hard-fought battle to go. Aiden Hutchinson, 1. Joshua Pascal, 2. Marcus Davenport, 3. Here is the biggest questions. James Houston, Isaac Ukwu, Mitchell Agude. Ultimately, I put James Houston on here. With that said, he could get traded. Look him to be a trade candidate. If he gets traded, Isaac Ukwu and Mitchell Agude will make the team. If he stays on the roster, I have it as Isaac Ukwu. But right now, that's what I got for the initial 53 for the edge position. And this one's going to go back and forth. How many pass rushers are they going to have? Who's going to be here? James Houston, Ukwu, Agude. And ultimately, I have Houston making the team and Ukwu, but doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be on the team before week 1. So look for that one. It is one of the toughest positions on this coaching staff right now, is who's going to be that, who's going to be who. But James Houston's got a great ability to sack. He does. So I got a question for you. How many pass rushers will the Lions have on this roster? Do you think that they will have 5? Do you think they will have 6? Do you think it'd be less, more? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's jump to the linebacker position, and I got the Lions going 6 linebackers. I only had 5 initially, but I'm putting Ben Niemann on there because he didn't dress for the game, and that suggests that he's making the team, probably due to his special teams ability. Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Malcolm Rodriguez, and he could be on an injury type of thing again. Whatever you want to put it right. Jalen Reeves-Maybin and Ben Niemann. And so I have his linebackers. It's pretty straightforward. I just added Niemann at the end because he didn't dress. Let's continue on here and talk about the corner positions. I got Carlton Davis, Terrion Arnold, Amik Robertson, Ennis Rakestraw, Khalil Dorsey, and Kindle Vildor making the roster. Only going 6 cornerbacks, not bringing in Stephen Gilmore. He did not produce enough well in the preseason game. He got burned twice. One only counted because the player was out of bounds. For the other, he wasn't impressive throughout the whole of preseason. He just wasn't. But Kindle Vildor has been. Lions are trying to win a Super Bowl. Let's go with the safety position right here. I actually moved. I switched this up. This is because of them going 6 linebackers, so 6 linebackers decided to move this. I got Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Futu Melfanu. It could be on an injury thing. If it's an injury thing, then you could see C.J. Moore. Brandon Joseph, but I removed C.J. Moore and Lauren Strickland right now. C.J. Moore, I initially had making the roster, but now I don't because of Brandon Joseph's ceiling and how well he has produced. But C.J. Moore is a really good special teamer. He just is. But if there's an injury issue with Futu Melifonwu, that could absolutely change the dynamics. Injuries don't have enough information on that right now. What's your thoughts of the Lions 53-man roster prediction? Who do you think I have on? Who do you think I have wrong? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. With that said, folks, adios.